We talk about religious flying and flight. Let's talk a little bit about actual flying and flight. Here in Wales, we have an alleged airport called Cardiff Airport, and it's a complete disaster. It's basically an airport filled with booze charters to Spain, and it operates 3 flights to Amsterdam a day. But they recently fired 3 key executives. It's government owned at the cost of 52 million. Excuse. Hey, what's a million here or there? One way or the other. And they tried to stage this spontaneous flash mob. And here's what's happened.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Once we get you up there, where the air is rarefied, you just fly high.
Once we get you up there, we'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer us together. Come fly with me, let's fly away.
So, that's about as lame as you can get. I mean, you're better off doing nothing. I've seen wonderful flash mobs, staged in places like Spain, where a single cellist comes out and starts playing, and then all of a sudden you have Beethoven's Ode to Joy being sung by a chorus of 300 people, and then they disperse back in. But here, you had maybe 25 passengers in the entire terminal. It's so clear in the shots that there's nobody there. There is no there. It was staged. And in one shot, there's this massive boom mic hanging over, in essence, to pick up the sound of the crowd. But there's not an inch of ambient noise or a bit of ambient noise either, except for the very beginning and the very end when everybody applauds. It was... Somebody help me. Am I crazy?
The thing is, Dan, I mean, this is... What it is a great insight into what Cardiff Airport is about. I was there recently, and you expect tumbleweed to go through the departure lounge. There's nobody there. I mean, it's empty.
I mean, is this just a regional airport thing? I mean, do you have an airport in Falmouth? I mean, I don't even know.
Well, the closest one is Newquay, and it's not too bad actually. I mean, and running flights to London is the most useful thing. I mean, obviously there's flights up to Manchester as well, so it seems to be pretty healthy. And they have there's a kind of little airport tax you have to pay for the development of the airport in terms of it going forward. And I think it's a real godsend that it's there for someone like me, for example. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on in Wales with that airport specifically, but I would have thought, that Bristol is quite a successful airport. So a lot of the flights there, people would be going, well, they just go straight to Bristol rather than Cardiff.
When I travel, with the exception of next week when I'll be going to the United States, I just decided I didn't feel like driving. But most of the time, the only way for me to really get to Asia, for example, and to other parts of the US without having to backtrack, because in essence you have to fly west to Amsterdam to then or to east, to Amsterdam to then turn around and fly west again. It's just insane.
You're absolutely right, Dario. I mean, the bottom line is Bristol is very successful. They get a lot of passengers in terms of holidays and flights and so forth. Cardiff isn't. I mean, it's struggling. That's the bottom line. It is a struggling airport. There are straws in the wind from the boss of Bristol Airport who came over to Wales to say, hey, we shouldn't be competing. Let's have one airport who does things, or Bristol perhaps could be, I don't know, holiday flights. Cardiff perhaps could be commercial flights. He didn't say this. I'm saying this. But there are straws in the wind about this. Why do we need 2 airports half an hour apart?
Is it just a kind of you know, a sort of a status thing for the city itself to say, you know, this is Cardiff, it's a big city, and it needs to have an airport.
It is, and that's been overtaken now by a sort of social engineering thing where Wales is a nation and has to have an airport.
And Dario, don't underestimate the nature of them needing to express the fact that they are the biggest swinging dick out there.